Hello, and welcome to another edition of Two Old Farts Making Noises. Things are looking up my end. I can actually remember the name of the show, which is
very proud of you, man. I'm telling you, the other day he had to look at the sign behind me. So today I'm very proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Stephen. And today we're back in Holland, or back in the Netherlands, depending on how posh you are. And our guest today is the fabulous comic maker and drawer and designer, Wilbert van der Steen. And Wilbert's going to taking us through a little bit of a journey. We had a fantastic talk with him. He was one of our original guests.
Number three, actually.
Number three, yeah. And he got a great deal of response. People were listening to the podcast, watching it on the www.twooldfarts.vip. So we thought we'd come back because he's got some exciting news. Because I know I've got to tell everybody he's got another comic coming out.
Don't ever tell David any secrets. I'm just letting you know in advance. That's not the guy to do that to.
So I've told the world, Wilbert. So comic 2's coming out. Over to you.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's coming out. It probably will, because I'm at the moment the crowdfunding is ongoing since last Wednesday, and it's going on till the end of October. So from my serial gay comic Salto and Ubba, the second book, I want to print and publish it myself. I'm almost finished, but I'm gathering funds to make it work. And
where can people go for the crowdfunding? Let's get that in straight away.
Let's shamelessly plug that immediately.
Yeah, it is a Dutch site. It's called Voor de Kunst. Translated, it's for the art. Maybe we'll put the URL in somewhere.
Yeah.
It also has it's in Dutch, but you can read it also in English. I saw that. So it's possible for anyone to contribute if they want.
Okay, well, we're certainly going to add that. It'll be down here, as we normally say. So we'll add that. We'll add that. So okay, so that's crowdfunding.
Yeah,
it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're all positive people.
There you go. So, and now, how much are you looking? How much are you looking to raise? Because you said earlier before we came on, you said 26%.
5,500 euros.
We got at least out of our 12 listeners, somebody's got that. Come on, that's crazy. And you've already raised, you said, about 20%.
27.
Okay, very cool. So you only need another like 4,000 euros to go.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I think that's like 5,000 US, or in fake money, like, Turkish lira, that's 17 billion lira. So there you go. So very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, and so that's this is going to be now the second book.
Yeah, it's going to be the second book. The whole story I want to do in 4 books. And in the first book, we got to know the characters and Salto and Ubba and their friends, and how Salto got triggered into his project. At the end of the first book, Salto has his dream of creating a burlesque talent show. So in the second volume, we'll see how that will come about, if it will be, but also his rival Punky, we also know from the first volume, has other ideas and tries to sabotage Salto in his own way. But so there are quite a few surprises in the second volume, and also because of the auditioning for the show that's being prepared in the second story. There are some of your favorites, Steve, like Lord Leatherhead and Couple Bull Rider and Sailor Seasalt, but there are a couple of other surprises in acts that are a bit unusual, to say the least. And but also, the story is actually about realizing your dreams, what Salto is hoping to do, and it's also about. I'm sorry, I have some reading material for me, but also it's also about Abba and struggling with his little company. He has a little cleaning company called Sponge Poof, and but he isn't sure if he what he wants to do with it. He likes it, but there are some drawbacks, and but also Salto's strange parents make a surprise visit. In the past, he had some trouble with him. Salto was following his own path, but his parents, especially his father, didn't like it which way Salto was going. So that's also popping up in the second volume.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's like Dynasty Eat Your Heart Out is all I can
Yeah, no, this is better. This is a gay dynasty. So there's going to be more drama. So it'll be better. Like, you remember, like, and here, New York is coming up, just to let you know. So when we were in New York and we would go to the village when we were kids, you would see all
Where
this
did you
drama.
go to, Stephen? Where did you go to?
I've never said where I was from. I'm from New York, just in case people don't know. Yeah, no, it's and a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, well, he has to say that because he's been sponsored by the New York Tourist Department.
That's right. New York, we get $1 every time we bring it up. So at the end of the show, when you go, we just go New York, New York, New York, New York 50 times, and then this is how we make our money. So New York loves us. But anyway, no, it's fascinating. And the drawings, this time we figured out technology. So we're very excited. Bad for the people listening on a podcast, the YouTube viewers, whenever you're ready, we can show my favorites if they're ready to go and show. And then the rest of the characters that you feel comfortable showing. So here, let's show people that we know how to use technology, which in itself will be very interesting. I say that like I know what I'm doing. So,
and those people who are now listening to the podcast, you then need to go straight over to www.twooldfarts.vip because you will be able to see the artwork as Wilbert takes us through some of his drawings.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
Well, at my back, it's the new cover. So
yes, beautiful. Okay. I like that. Very cool.
Okay.
So
where's my autographed copy of that? That's what I'm waiting for. He's laughing. I'm serious. I would hang that.
Yeah.
I love your stuff. Your stuff, like I said, when I see your art, and I call it's art, whether it's graphics, it makes no difference. When I see your art, it makes me smile. Remember I don't know, some of our viewers may remember, and you kind of remember, we did that video of your art. Yeah. I still go back on our channel and watch that every now and then because I just walk away with like the stupid grin of a 5-year-old because it's just funny. I just like, it's just cool. I'm like, that's cool. That's like, if you're having a bad day, I go look at that. I'm like, that's cool. And it's just nice. So I love it. So
shall we share some art?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. Hold on, podcast listeners, because
there it is. So this is
whoa,
that's a new one.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
That's the one you see moving is Corlan, is a friend of Salto, and also Kyler and Obi. In the first volume, they were in Salto's little workshop, a little burlesque workshop, and they had a performance. They wanted to move like Salto, but they did it in their own way. And Corlan is the one who is a very he moves a lot. Let's say that. This one is a memory of Salto when his parents visit him at a performance club, Ambassador, and where they have well, there's no text here, but they have an argument, or a heated argument about what Salto does, and his father isn't very happy about that. And you see some the characters that are there in that performance club.
Now, of course, everybody who buys the comic when it comes out will have to read all the text. So that's where the exciting stuff comes as well. So
the funding is also used for translating the Dutch into English. So I can at least make a print on demand, but that's also will be used for a pitch for an English publisher I'm looking to trying to find.
So let me ask you, so we need a publisher that does English, and where do we plan on selling this book?
You outside of the Netherlands?
Yeah, so I mean, like, are you going to sell it on Amazon, or are you going to sell it at, or try to sell it at a bookstore? Or are you going to sell it just, you're going to sell it?
Both, I guess. When I find a publisher, we'll talk about it, but it'd probably be in a bookstore in print, but also on Amazon, maybe as an ebook or whatever.
Okay.
Whatever is possible, I think.
Very, very cool. Well, we had a guest on last week called Mel Hartz, and Mel Hartz wrote a children's book.
Oh, great.
And she actually sent it to us, and I read it. It was very cool. It was like 80 pages, and she did all the art because she's an artist like you. And now we'll talk about publishing. So this will either help you or the other listeners, or you can go watch Mel. But Mel said to us that she did it all through Amazon, and Amazon it's one-off books, and they can do it either as, like you said, an ebook, or they will actually print one book at a time with the hardcover and the whole 9 yards too. So I don't know if you're probably know more about than I do, but I thought that was interesting. So that's kind of the same premise, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a page where Punky, the rival of Salto, meets his dad because he needs his dad to sabotage Salto, and it's in a pub called the Hazy Haunt, and it's a bit shady, but
we've all been in a few of those, I think.
I guess so, yeah. This one is about Abba and his little cleaning company, Sponge Booth, and he meets a client who's very demanding, and that's one of the moments where he gets doubts about what he's doing. And here is a discussion Abba has with Salto. Salto is very excited about his project and his burlesque talent show, and spills all kind of ideas, but forgets that Abba has also his worries, and forgets to pay attention to him.
Oh,
yeah. Here's
there we go.
Yeah.
Now we're talking. Now we're getting to the stuff I want to say.
Does this remind you of New York, Steve? That's what
Can I tell you the funny part about that is, on certain days down in the village, this is what you're going to see. So it's bringing me home. I'm gonna start getting teary-eyed. So
yeah, this is about the Salto meeting Aka, his agent, and she has ideas about the talent show and ideas he doesn't like, and
okay, I want to read when this comes out. I'm definitely reading this. This is hysterical. I think this is the artwork to me. Like I said, I don't even care what the words are. The artwork just makes you smile.
Here is Salto meeting up with his friends and talking about ideas that have changed. And they're walking through a park where there's a food truck, a Teddy Food, and it's a nice, great picture with a good mood, and yeah. Here's one of the auditions for the show, and I wanted to show them people in wheelchairs or whatever possible disability they have. They still can perform in their own way.
Very cool.
Here's our cowboy bull rider, and singing his version of a Village People song. So not YMCA, but LGBT.
That's awesome.
A cowboy bull rider is in as I portrayed him, he's a trans man. Oh, 2 pictures.
There's my buddy. This is the guy. He makes me smile every time I see him.
Lord Leatherhead. He is also singing his version of Village People song that's Macho Man, but he sings Honcho Man, Honcho Man, and he's wearing his socks are in the colors of the Ace flag.
Ah. Lord Leatherass. David, now you know what to get me for my
It's
birthday.
a bit of a sexy scene.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Now all the podcast listeners are missing out on everything now, aren't they?
Now
So
they're
they've
all
gotta
going to
get
have to go to the site to look at the
to
pictures.
site. Yeah.
This is one of the images of the act of Salto and Corlin. They're doing a duo act, the Baleski Boys, and they have
I love it. That's great.
they have a song or an act that's called "Look at Me Now." It's an original written song by me and my sparring partner Julian Antonetti helped me with the text. He's a great help.
No, wait, I have a real question. And this is a real question. You guys have a song. I'm assuming you won't sing it for us today, but when the book comes out and we do the big reveal of your book on our show, see, I'm preempting this. Can we have you guys sing all these songs?
Oh, I would have. Well, the lyrics are there, but not the
music.
Not the music. We have to find a composer for that.
Okay.
But
well, if there's a composer out there that wants to help, we all need lyrics. We'll need music to these lyrics because we want to hear these songs. So I have one other image that's after the show where Salto met his parents again, and they're having a drink at the place of Miss Frufu called Strava Java. And they have sipping champagne because they are having fun. And that's awesome.
Yeah. So that's
that's the book, kind of, sort of.
Yeah. Apart from the big reveals, of course, which you've kept back, obviously. Because,
now, do you want to show us any more of your art, or do you want to just keep the show just about the book? It's totally up to you.
This is my selection. So this is what I have.
This is what you prepared? Okay, no worries.
Yeah, this is what I prepared. Yeah.
I like it. It's all wonderful.
Thank you.
So I always love the art. It's just like I said, and the first show, or the first time you were here, it's too bad we didn't know what we were doing. Not that we know any better now. I just know how to push 2 extra buttons because some of the other art was just phenomenal. So next time you come back, see, there's a next time. And you're promoting the book, though. If you want, we can show some of the other art or the first book or whatever. But yeah, this is great. So let's shamelessly plug this again. Your crowdfunding on a Dutch or Netherlands site, as David put it, if you're posh. So based on being posh, do we want to spell the site out for the viewers that may not be in the Netherlands and that are too lazy to go look at the links, or do we just want to say the name of the site, guys?
Well, the name of the site is For the Kunst, but we probably post a URL beneath it. It's
below us.
Below us.
Yeah,
that's where it'll be.
That I think that's a better way to do it.
Okay.
I'm looking. Where is? Oh, one moment.
See, this is the best part about live and the fact that we don't know how to edit. You get all this.
I also had a little poster made to. I sent it to gay cafes and hoping they will put it up on the wall with it has a QR
code. Very cool.
From that, you can go directly to the site of the crowdfunding.
Very nice.
Able to use it this way. Well,
very cool. Well, you know us, we're shameless promoters, and hence that's why we have some of our artists that we promote on a daily basis. But we are shameless promoters, so we will make sure that when we hashtag it, circle it, and whatever, that we hit everybody and everything we think that will want to listen to the podcast as well as look at the videos and the pictures and go, I want to be part of this type of thing. This is, like I said, your artwork just makes me smile. And I don't care if you're straight or gay. Makes no difference to me. This is just nice, funny, enjoyable. And your first book, from what we heard, was great. And I'm looking forward to the second. And I think everybody else as well is going to look forward to the second book as well. That's read the first book.
Yeah. Shall I spell it, the URL, or will we just put it beneath the video?
We could do either or, whatever you want.
Okay.
We could spell the URL.
Yeah, it's
for all the podcast listeners, who are too lazy, who are too lazy to go to www.2oldfarts.vip. I'm getting paid for that as well now, Stephen.
I know, I understand that. It's like I got the New York thing, you got the VIP thing. I see that.
Yeah.
We make buku dollars. We made $3 last month. We're very excited. So Wilbert, please tell us the URL so this way people can play it.
Spell it is VOORDEKUNST.nl, and then search for Salto and Ubba.
You may want to spell Salto and Ubba because
Salto is SALTO and Ubba is UBBA. There
you go. So there you go. Now, if somebody wants to donate to the cause, they can go to the Dutch site and look for the link, and then they can donate, and we can get a book published, and hopefully it comes out for like Christmas, Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
for all the Jewish listeners.
Yeah.
So.
That's the idea.
Well, we have two. We have two Jewish listeners out of the 10. So, it's well. So very cool. This is exciting. What else would you like to discuss? I mean, every time you're with us, time goes too quickly. So this is your shameless plug platform. So you are more than welcome. And if we're done, then we're going to say goodbye. And it was great to see you again. And, and remember, you were our third interview. So
that
we loved it.
We talked about, is it an idea to read it? I'm not, I can't sing it because there's no music for it.
Right.
But I can read it.
Sure.
Is that something?
Yeah, sure. I mean, songs are virtually poetry anyway, so.
That's true.
So
is it in Dutch? Is it in Dutch or is it in English?
In English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Dutch would have been fun as well, because there's only be you and I would have understood it.
Sure, but it's in English. It's called "Look at Me Now."
Okay.
Used to think I was a loser. Used to be quite a boozer. Look at me now. Used to say I can't do it. Well, look at me now. Used to think I was too thin. Used to think I lived in sin. Look at me now. Used to think I had no worth, and join my show now. Used to think I wasn't smart. Well, pay attention now. Used to think I had no heart. They saw I took the vow. Used to think I had no balls. Ha! Though won't show you now. What's the wow without the past? Don't skip through life way too fast. Stumble and fall, get up again, whether it's where or when. What's the world without some doubt? So stand up and sing out loud. Try, learn, and then do it again, whether it's there or then. Used to believe I shouldn't love. Hell, look at me now. Used to believe I couldn't love. Well, look at me now. Used to think I wouldn't love. I've taken my vow. So look at me now. Yes, look at me now, and say out loud, wow.
Very cool. I like that. That's very nice. With music, old school guy. That's like a La Caja Faux song. I like that. That would be like, if Robin Williams was alive and Nathan Lane.
Can be a new gay anthem.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that.
We know, of course, that Elton John's probably going to be listening to this. So he just needs to, this one he didn't get from Bernie, he gets it from Wilbert. So right. Elton, please come and put some music to this and make it a world hit. Come on.
Elton's a big fan. He comments all the time on how he loves the show. So we got that going for us. So, and that's Elton John from Newark, New Jersey, by the way. So nice guy, not the Elton you're probably thinking.
Is New Jersey connected to New York, Steve?
No, God forbid. God forbid. Stop. No, it's please stop. We get no money from New Jersey. No, just kidding. So,
okay.
So, but no, that's great. I love that. So now, how many? So you publish hopefully like November-ish, December. So it's out for the holidays. People will hopefully be able to go on Amazon or your website and order it. That's.
Well, Amazon, I'm not so sure, but anyway, it's the English version is available in the Dutch stores or whatever, and probably on Amazon. I have to talk to my distributor about that, how he does that, but it's probably possible.
Cool. Well, like I said, when the book is published and out and done, got to come back so we can show everybody. Because then you're going to work on a third book, apparently, and then a fourth book.
Yeah. The storyline is almost, for the third book, is almost finished, and I know where I'm going into with the fourth. So
very cool.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Harry Potter. There's going to be like 15 books out before there'll be a movie. Spielberg will make it. It'll be a whole thing. Yeah. So this is really very cool. Well, my friend, it was good to see you again. Thank you so much, and I hope your crowdfunding kicks butt. David?
Wilbert, so what happens after the fourth book? Are you going to be retiring then?
Probably not, because I have an idea for the story after that. So I probably will.
Is this what? Are you going back to your roots? Then is this another gay related? That sounds awful. That everything has to be gay related. But no.
I have an idea to which fits in Salto and Ubba's world. So I want to expand this Salto and Ubba's world. I want to make it bigger than just the story I'm writing now. I want to make more stories about them and with them, and so.
Because I follow you on Facebook, so I know you've been very busy as well. You've been doing some comic work, I think, for Utrecht, for the city of Utrecht, since the last time we spoke.
Yeah. That's a group of artists that come together now and then, not on a regular basis, but they make stories, comics about Utrecht, and most of the time about the history of Utrecht. And the last one we made was about 900 years of city rights Utrecht got this, so 900 years back. And we 7 artists each made a chapter of 6 pages telling about how Utrecht got developed since 10,099, and how that got developed, how buildings were built, most churches and monasteries, and after that houses and the trade, and it was told via a family of salt traders. They came from the north of the Netherlands and went down to the Utrecht because that was a city where a lot of trade was happening. So it was a great book, a great book to work on, because we got very much to know about the history of Utrecht, and there was also a group of experts on medieval times, how people worked, what tools they used, how buildings were built, if they were made of wood or stone, or how the roofs were made of what So it was great also, not only to make it, but also you got to learn a lot.
Yeah. And this came about because I forgot to mention at the intro, of course, that you are actually an award-winning artist. You received several awards, for not only for your storytelling, but also for your artwork. Did that come about through that? Because you do have a name, you do have a professional representation in Holland. So you invited to join this team, or?
Oh, I got invited to join just at the beginning of my comics making career. I just started my first steps into comics, and they saw I did Peter and the Wolf. I did an adaptation of the musical piece of Prokofiev, and they saw that and invited me to join. So it's not because of the awards I got.
Okay, well, I would have to disagree with you on that, because they don't hand them out for nothing, of course. And
No.
It's not like America. We give everybody an award for coming in 50th. In your country, you got a real award because you're a very talented and exceptional artist. So you got an award because you deserved it, my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I know we sort of half touched upon it last time. You know, you were sort of said because you had these very successful books before, which have a lot of stories that were in it that you were illustrating, etc., etc. Is that a world that you're going to go back to, do you think, or you've now decided this is it? It's all going to be comics for me from now on, and like you said, build out this complete franchise.
Yeah. Well, now and then I do make illustrations for children's books. That is still fun to do. But making comics takes a lot of time. I know that some of comics are made with a lot of people. Some do just the inking, and others do just the coloring. I do it all myself. It's not not very usually done here in the Netherlands. It's not the most comic makers do everything themselves. So, but I like making comics more than doing children's books. It makes me happier, and especially inventing the stories and writing the stories, and after that the sketching and the inking and the coloring and etc. etc. Always got a happy. It makes me very happy to do that.
And it makes us happy to see it. So it works out well.
Yeah.
Plus, it's you. It's the children's book isn't, I mean, not that it's not you, but it's not you, right? It's not, like someone says, here's, do a picture of a rabbit, do whatever. You're like, okay, you make your version of it, but this is you. This is all from your brain. So for you, it's a whole thing. So I could see where that would make you happier. Like I said, looking at your stuff just makes me smile constantly. Anybody I've showed it to, same thing. And like I said, straight, gay, doesn't matter, or whatever the other 47 different things are. Don't even care. Whoever they are, they love it. It's just the artwork is awesome. So
cool.
Yeah, I can only compliment him. That's it. He's like one of our favorite guests. I just love his work. So it's like there's a handful of guests that we have that I love their work. You're one of them that when I see it, and there's a couple of those when I see it, I just big smile. I can't wait to see what's coming out next. And you're definitely one of those in our queue.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and we hope that in some extremely small way that people will pick this up from what we're trying to do, and give your work the recognition that it deserves, because I'm sure that the people in the US and people who are interested in this sort of work, comics, or people who are in a particular scene in the US, they're just gonna love this stuff. And I think your success is just purely down to the fact that people haven't had an opportunity to see it. And I don't think it's got anything to do with the quality of the work at all. Because like Steve says, I mean, he raved when I first sent the stuff across to him. He said, "Are you joking? Where's this guy? What does he do? Why isn't he famous? Why is he coming on our show? Because he should be world famous." So yeah.
Well, we're going to make him world famous with our 12 fans. So let's not get carried away here. It'll be all due to us, not your hard work, just so we're clear. You'll be an overnight success. It only took 20 years, but you're very good. So, but no, your stuff is great. And I'm just constantly, like I said, I show it to people. They love it. I showed it to my son. He loved it. I mean, there's no one gets offended by it. It's just very cute. And for my generation, no comments, please. We remember the Village People. So we remember, in your case, Lord Leatherass, right? We remember the cowboy, the Indian, this guy, the police, and and they made you smile because there was nothing wrong. Like, that was when everybody liked each other. Now everybody's got agendas, right? So this brings me back, I think, to that era, and I'm like, love it. So to me, and it's just very whimsical, and that's just awesome. So as you can tell, I'm an art critic for the New York Times. Got New York Times. There you go.
So, but just getting this crowdfunding all together now. What are you doing? All the comic shows in Holland. So, event hall in, event hall out. Just trying to promote book one and get people on board for book two.
Yeah, in October there's another quite a big Dutch Comic Con here. So and then the crowdfunding is still running. So I'll promote it even then, and still.
Where will that be, Wilbert? Will that be in Rotterdam
in Breda, in the south of the Netherlands?
Okay. So there's a Dutch Comic Con, right? Yeah. And what date is that? Off the top of your head. No stress.
16 October.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah. One moment.
And you will be there the 16th of October with your first book.
Yeah. Where's the agenda? Oh, here.
Doing a signing session, no doubt. I'll let people get in early, get the book signed by you, so they're worth a fortune then in the next 5 years.
I was going to say, get it now while no one knows who he is.
Yeah, 15 and 16 October, the festival Comic Con is in Breda.
Very cool.
I think in November is the Dutch Comic Con. Oh yeah, the 19th and 20th November is the Dutch Comic Con in Utrecht.
Oh, there'll be quite a few this year. There'll be quite a few this year.
Yeah. So that's a bit around the corner, more or less, for me.
Very cool.
But, yeah.
So what does that? So what does that involve with you then? Just packing in loads of books and then.
Books and cards, and I've got buttons.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant to ask you about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and all kind of stuff, and then sell it.
Sell it so he can publish book number 2.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, the next time you come on, you got to show us all the buttons and they're all handy. But
I can do that now.
Sure, let's see everything.
Yeah,
I mean, like we're here, we're shamelessly plugging you. Let's plug you. Now, the people on the podcast, what our guest is doing now. Yeah. So what do we have here? I feel like it's Christmas time.
Are these all the characters, different characters on different buttons?
No, they're all Salto and Ubba, and one is Salto alone.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Well, Steve's going to have to save. Steve's going to save up all his money so we can get a Lord Leatherass, I think.
I need a Lord Leatherass button and posters.
I haven't got that one yet, but I will probably.
I need the one that comes off the press, number 1. So, very cute. I like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Are people picking them up? It's one that's just, people saying, "Oh, I'll have one of those."
And I got this one.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It's quite shiny.
So it's a mixture of books and buttons, and people have the opportunity to talk to you as well.
Yeah.
And cards. Yeah. What are these, like birthday cards or postcards?
Hold on, David. Wait, don't put that one down. Show that one again, please, and speak. There you go.
Well, those cards, they can be used as all kind of for Christmas or no, not Christmas, birthday cards, or wishing someone well, or whatever you want.
Very cool.
I think.
Very nice. The reason I had you do that is because we're still low tech, so whoever speaks is where the camera goes. But I think in a month or two, we're going to get high tech. So this is bad for the viewers. They'll get to see all of us at the same time. So that's going to be scary. So that's why I was like, wait, David, don't speak. I need him to show this. That's why I was like, speak. So sorry about that for, the listeners there. But there you go. That's great stuff.
Can I speak now? Is that what
if you have to, sure, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm just filling up the holes here.
No, I wanted everyone to be able to see his button because it was very cool. That is why. But
yeah. So okay, so people are going to go to your store or to your stall, which you're going to have at these shows, so they can buy your books, get these. I think the buttons are brilliant. They're like a great idea. I mean, why would you not want to be wearing that? You know, and like I say, well, I may even buy one at Lord Leatherass when it comes out and send it to Steve for his birthday because he's gonna. People in Austin are going to love him walking around with that on, I'm sure.
I want a poster, and I will literally have it framed, and I will hang it with my, and I mean this in not a good or bad, where I put my real artwork. I will put Lord Leatherass there because it'll be autographed by him, and I will hang it there, very proud, and go, "That's Lord Leatherass, and I know that guy who drew it," and that's perfect. It'll go with all the other things that we actually collect in the art world and artifact world. But yeah, to me, it's just, why not? I want to smile every day. That's the one that's make me smile every day. It's just awesome. So I'm sorry, I'm a big fan. What can I tell you? I'm like a blushing little schoolgirl. But yeah, no, it is. It's awesome. I watched your videos last night, and the ones that we turned into where we tied all your characters to music. So we had, like I said, Lord Leatherass and everybody else. I watched those last night. It just made me smile. And I said to my wife, I said, "Yep, he's going to be on tomorrow. I'm so looking forward to it." And she's like, "You're a child." I'm like, "Yep, but you got to love it." So, but she even laughs and smiles when she sees it. So it's not like I said, everyone just likes it. It's just a feel good thing. So, and the book is a feel good book. So why not enjoy it?
Cool.
I mean, we're all great fans of it, but on a slightly more serious point, then, any pushback from this, from your comic and your characters? Because we seem to be in this place somewhere in Holland at the moment where everybody has an opinion about everything. And some of it can be really nasty, as we've seen. So I was just interested, professionally or personally, you get any pushback on this?
No. Could be later, but at the moment I haven't got any pushbacks. So.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I take it when you go to the Comic Con that you were the only person there with a gay comic.
Well, one of the few anyway, because
one of the few.
That's well, that's why I started to make Salto and Ubba also, because in the Netherlands, there in the Dutch comics market, there are very few LGBT comic makers and with that content. That's why I wanted to do it anyway. So and the Dutch Comic Cons in Utrecht, I attended to as a visitor. I didn't see anything. Well, here and there I saw something that was related to it, but there are hardly any original Dutch comics. There are translated books now. Since a couple of years, there are quite a few books with related content about of LGBTQ, but that's just recently anyway. So like Heartstoppers, that's a huge book, a huge series. It's also on Netflix now, and but there wasn't even a comics publisher that got those rights to publish it. It's under another publisher that makes children's books. So it's a bit weird market, the comics market. It's still on its old legs of the golden age in the 70s and 80s, and it's trying to catch up with the new topics and new audience, because the audience in the older in the Comic Cons, or not the one in Utrecht, but the other ones. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sense of myself. But
Well, I know the feeling.
yeah, but the visitors are usually white old men, and we need fresh visitors and fresh younger buyers, and they are very into manga, or they don't want old European stuff. But it probably, they probably will meet someday, but not at the moment.
Well, the nice thing is that because of what's going on here in America, and I don't know if it's good or bad, where, you know, they want kids to be able to pick whatever they want to pick. I think your comics here will probably, in my opinion, would do well because, you know, apparently everybody's confused. So when I was a kid, there was no confusion, but apparently now everybody's confused. So I think here they probably do well because I think kids that are, if for lack of a better term, confused, I don't know what the politically correct term is, don't really care. I think this may help them to go, even if they just laugh and smile because it's a comic, but if they're confused and want to know, I think it's an interesting introduction into the community without being flagrantly introduced to the community, so to speak. So I think in that way, it's somebody that is curious and doesn't want anybody to know. It's just an interesting way for them to, I think, figure it out.
It seems to be an ongoing theme in your book. It's about relationships between Salto and Ubba themselves, which I think is what Steve was alluding to, just the opportunity to read about just normal people struggling with their dreams and doing what they want to do, because it is a totally unique style that you have, even outside of the fact that it's which that awful statement, that gay comic. Outside of that, it is a totally unique style, which could be used really, for any circumstances.
At the end of the day, it's a comic book. It just happens to grab. So shameless plug to us, right? To grab the attention of people, to make sure that they've never seen our show, that want to see our show, or whatever, and we put gay comic book or gay author or whatever it is. It's like, ooh, if that they can go look at it. If you put comic book, it's like, oh, okay. So it's not we're not trying to stereotype anybody. It's just like, that's what this is. It happens to be a gay comic book, but at the end of the day, it's a comic book. Like the Japanese anime comic book, they used to be just anime. They used to be comic books. Now they're graphic comics. They're this, everything has a label instead of just being, it's a comic book. That's it. It's a comic book. Enjoy it. Like that's as easy as it is. It's a comic book.
And
Enjoy
it's
your
about
comic
relationships and about realizing dreams. But it is, I call it a gay comic because, well, it's a marketing term. I'm also trying to get the gay community or the rainbow community or whatever but it's broader than that. It's in my idea, it's for everybody.
Right.
Everybody who isn't bigoted or small-minded.
Yep. Well, good luck in this day and age. So, because that doesn't happen. It's very interesting. People of a certain age, I'm finding, we won't talk about where I grew up, but anyway, in where I was, you had everybody. Whether they were gay or straight, and we didn't have 47 different labels. It was gay or straight, right?
Yeah.
Then they didn't care if you were black, white, green, purple. You pick a color. Today, it's like if you're not this and you're not that, and everybody just hates each other instead of just having a dialogue with each other. So I was very lucky. My generation, we grew up, we got to speak to people, we got to understand their point, they would understand our point. Nobody had to kill each other over it. And you know what? You can still, after you were done, if you argued about something, you'd still go have lunch, or you'd still go have, a scotch and a cigar. It was no big deal. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. And if that's your lifestyle, you're entitled to it, right? So who cares? But people today, it's like, no, if you don't believe what I believe, they don't want to know you. And that's ridiculous. So you're finding open-minded, non-bigot anybody is even on the gay side, I think, or the LGBTQ side is also very difficult. I was listening to someone the other day and he was like, even our community is becoming bigoted. And I'm like, hey, listen, I don't know if that's the route you guys want to head, but I mean, like, for me, it's just like, we just all get along. So, and there's different ideas and there's different this, and okay, that's fine. Not everybody believes what you believe, but it's okay. Yeah. So, and I think once we get to that point, we'll be better. So I think this is a nice way to get people to maybe see something that they didn't think they would see or even want to try to understand. So
I think so too, yeah.
well, good. I made sense today. Good. I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
Glad
Well,
I didn't drink before the show. Now after the show, forget it. So,
Yeah. Well, that's kind of Steve sort of wrapped it all up, I think, really well. And all I can do is thank you so much for coming back on again.
You're welcome.
Please go out and you know, if you got €3, €2, €5, 500,000 euros, get this book published. And let the world see what an incredibly talented man this gentleman is. And thank you so much. All the links will be at the bottom down here for everybody to see. Why it's shamelessly plugging stuff.
I know you got to plug, David. I understand.
You got to plug, and yeah. Until we meet again, Wilbert.
Will do.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you very much.
Stay
Thank
with us
you.
while we switch
Cheers.
off. Yeah. Bye bye.
Okay.